Picture this championship title stolen in backroom deals. Game footage destroyed faster than you can say cover-up. Legendary plays that physics says shouldn't exist. Welcome to the NFL's greatest unsolved mysteries, where conspiracy theories meet cold, hard facts, and the truth is more elusive than a greased pig at a county fair. Number 10, the curious case of the destroyed Spygate tapes. Remember when your mom caught you doing something bad and made you destroy the evidence? Well, the NFL took that concept and cranked it up to 11. In 2007, the New England Patriots got busted videotaping the New York Jets' defensive signals from an unauthorized location. Commissioner Roger Goodell fined Bill Belichick a whopping $500,000, the largest fine ever levied against a coach at the time, and docked the Patriots a first-round draft pick. But here's where it gets juicy. 11 days later, on September 20th, 2007, the NFL destroyed those tapes. League executives Jeff Posh, Ray Anderson, and Ron Hill literally stomped the tapes into pieces and shredded the papers inside a Gillette Stadium conference room. We're talking about evidence in one of the biggest cheating scandals in sports history, and they just obliterated it. What was on those tapes? Goodell claimed there were only 6 tapes from 2006 and 2007. But in 2015, ESPN dropped a bombshell report claiming the Patriots had actually taped 40 games from 2000 to 2007. That's 34 more games than the NFL admitted to. Were there more teams, more Super Bowls, more systematic cheating than anyone imagined? Senator Arlen Specter grilled Goodell about the destruction, saying there was no valid reason to destroy the evidence. The league claimed they destroyed the tapes to ensure the Patriots couldn't gain any competitive advantage from them. Right, because the best way to prevent cheating is to destroy all evidence of it. Former NFL executive Mike Pereira later admitted the destruction was a mistake. You think? To this day, we'll never know if those tapes contained the smoking gun that could have changed how we view the Patriots dynasty. The truth went up in smoke, or rather, under the heel of a league executive's shoe. Number 9, Deflategate's missing text messages. Speaking of the Patriots and destroyed evidence, let's talk about Tom Brady's mysteriously destroyed cell phone. During the 2015 Deflategate investigation, Brady destroyed his Samsung phone on March 5th or 6th, the exact same day he met with investigators. What are the odds? The NFL suspended Brady for 4 games, claiming he was generally aware of a scheme to deflate footballs below regulation pressure. The science was sketchy. MIT professors literally wrote papers defending the Patriots, but the destroyed phone became the real smoking gun in the court of public opinion. Here's what makes this a true mystery. Brady destroyed a phone containing nearly 10,000 text messages right when investigators requested it. His explanation? It was his regular practice to have his assistant destroy old phones for privacy. His assistant's job was apparently to take a hammer to old devices like some kind of high-tech mob enforcer. The texts between equipment managers Jim McNally and John Jastrzemski that did survive were comedy gold. McNally called himself the deflator and joked about going to ESPN. Jastrzemski texted F-Tom after Brady complained about overinflated balls. Were these guys actually deflating balls or just making weight loss jokes and venting about their boss? We'll never know what those 10,000 destroyed messages said. Maybe it was just Tom texting Giselle about avocado ice cream recipes, or maybe it was the evidence that would have blown the lid off everything. Brady didn't disclose the phone's destruction until June 18th, 2015, 4 months after investigators first asked for it. Nothing suspicious about that timing at all. Before we move on to the next one in the list, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you're enjoying this content so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. Thanks to all of you who do. Number 8, the catch rule conspiracy. For over 2 decades, the NFL's catch rule has been more confusing than quantum physics. Des Bryant caught it. Calvin Johnson caught it. Jesse James caught it. Except officially, they didn't. The rule became so convoluted that not even the officials could explain it consistently. Here's the conspiracy theory that makes too much sense. The NFL kept the rule intentionally vague to control game outcomes. Think about it. Having a subjective rule that can overturn obvious catches gives officials incredible power to influence games. Was it a football move? Did he maintain possession through the ground? Did he take 2 steps, or was it just 1.9 steps? The rule mysteriously seemed to go against certain teams more than others. Cowboys fans will tell you Dez's catch in the 2014 playoffs was reversed to help the Packers. Lions fans know Calvin Johnson's touchdown against the Bears in 2010 started this whole mess. Steelers fans are still angry about Jesse James in 2017. The NFL finally simplified the catch rule in 2018. But only after years of controversy that coincidentally seemed to favor certain narratives and matchups. Was it incompetence or something more sinister? When billions of dollars are on the line, nothing is just a coincidence. Number 7, the Music City Miracle Measurement. January 8, 2000. The Tennessee Titans pull off one of the most controversial plays in playoff history. Frank Wycheck throws what was ruled a lateral to Kevin Dyson, who races 75 yards for a touchdown. The Bills lose, their fans riot internally, and physics professors everywhere scratch their heads. Here's the thing. Adam Schefter, who had a perfect view from the press box directly above the 25-yard line, swears to this day It was a forward pass. He says his view was better than any camera, any official, any replay booth. The two most reliable sources, his left eye and his right eye. The NFL brought in computer analysts to study the play. Their conclusion? The ball traveled backward by the slimmest of margins. We're talking millimeters here, folks. If Wycheck throws that ball with a normal motion instead of that desperate sidearm fling, it's absolutely a forward pass. But here's what nobody talks about: the camera angles. Every angle shows something different. The game camera makes it look forward. The sideline camera makes it look backward. It's like that dress that broke the internet. Is it blue and black or white and gold? Except this one cost Buffalo a playoff game and possibly therapy bills for an entire generation of fans. The real mystery? How did the refs make the right call in real time when we still can't agree on it with super slow-mo HD replay from 47 different angles? Number 6, Don Hudson's impossible statistics. Don Hudson retired in 1945 with receiving records that looked like video game stats with the sliders turned all the way up. When he hung up his cleats, he had 488 career receptions. Second place, 190. That's not a gap, that's a canyon. The mystery is how one player could be so astronomically better than everyone else. In 1942, Hudson caught 74 passes. The entire Philadelphia Eagles team caught 75. He led the league in touchdowns 9 times, receptions 8 times, and receiving yards 7 times. Here's where it gets weird. The NFL didn't keep complete statistics back then. Some researchers have found evidence suggesting Hudson's numbers might actually be understated. Game film from that era is mostly lost, but newspaper accounts describe catches that don't appear in official records. Was Hudson a time traveler who brought modern route running to the 1940s? Did he have access to a Stickum formula that made Jerry Rice's look like cooking spray? Some old-timers swear Hudson could catch balls that defied physics behind his back, one-handed, while being tackled by 3 guys. The Packers' record-keeping from that era is spotty at best. Some games have detailed statistics, others just say, Hudson many catches, many yards. We'll never know his true numbers, but even the official ones seem impossible. It's like someone dropped a Ferrari into a soapbox derby. Number 5, the Immaculate Deception. December 23rd, 1972. The Pittsburgh Steelers are down 7-6 to the Oakland Raiders with 22 seconds left. Terry Bradshaw throws a pass to John Fuqua. The ball bounces backward, or does it? Franco Harris scoops it up inches from the ground, or does he? Touchdown Steelers, birth of a dynasty, and 50 years of conspiracy theories. The mystery has layers like a controversial onion. First question, did the ball hit Fuqua or Raider safety Jack Tatum first? If it hit Fuqua, the play was dead. Rules back then said offensive players couldn't catch deflections off each other. Second question, did the ball hit the ground? The one camera angle we have looks like the ball might have bounced, but the film quality makes Bigfoot footage look like 4. Raiders fans have a theory the NFL wanted the Steelers to win to set up a better playoff matchup. The officials huddled for what felt like hours before making the call. No instant replay existed. The ref who made the call, Fred Swearingen, went to his grave without revealing what he saw. John Madden refused to accept the result for years. Raiders owner Al Davis called it the worst call in the history of professional sports. The NFL mysteriously lost several camera angles from that game. Local TV stations who claimed to have better footage found their film damaged or missing. The play launched the Steelers' dynasty and changed NFL history. Without the Immaculate Reception, maybe there's no steel curtain, no 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. That's a lot riding on whether a ball grazed a shoulder pad or not. Number 4, the Saints missing whistleblower. Remember Bountygate? The 2012 scandal where the New Orleans Saints allegedly paid players bonuses for injuring opponents? The NFL suspended head coach Sean Payton for an entire year, defensive coordinator Greg Williams indefinitely, and hammered the Saints with massive fines and lost draft picks. But here's the mystery. Nobody talks about who was the whistleblower. The NFL claims they had overwhelming evidence, including 18,000 documents and a ledger tracking bounty payments. But the source of this information has never been revealed. Players who were supposedly involved denied everything. The evidence the NFL showed publicly was circumstantial at best. They had a PowerPoint presentation because nothing says smoking gun like Comic Sans and clip art. The ledger they claimed proved everything. Nobody outside the league office ever saw the original. Here's where it gets spooky. Several players and coaches who were around the Saints at that time have hinted that the whistleblower was someone still in the NFL, someone protected by the league. Why would the NFL protect someone who participated in a bounty program? The conspiracy theory. The NFL needed a scapegoat after the concussion lawsuits started piling up. They needed to show they were tough on player safety. The Saints, fresh off their Super Bowl win and with their outspoken coach, made perfect targets. The mystery whistleblower gave them cover to drop the hammer without revealing their sources. To this day, we don't know who provided the information, why they came forward, or if they even existed at all. Number 3, the curse of the stolen championship. Picture this: a small coal mining town in Pennsylvania, home to the toughest players you've never heard of. The 1925 Pottsville Maroons were destroying everyone in their path. They beat the Chicago Cardinals 21-7 in what everyone knew was the championship game. They had the best record. They had beaten the best teams. They were champions. Then NFL Commissioner Joseph Carr pulled off the greatest theft in sports history. The Maroons had scheduled an exhibition game against Notre Dame All-Stars, basically the college all-star team. This was huge. No pro team had ever beaten a Notre Dame squad. It would legitimize the entire NFL. The game was supposed to be in Pottsville, but they moved it to Philadelphia for a bigger gate. Problem: the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets claimed Philadelphia was their territory. Commissioner Carr had warned Pottsville not to play the game. They played anyway, won 9-7, and made history. Carr's response? He suspended the entire franchise and stripped them of the championship. Here's where it gets dirty. While Pottsville was suspended, the Cardinals quickly scheduled 2 more games against high school teams, yes, high school teams, to pad their record. One of those games was against the Milwaukee Badgers, who illegally used 4 high school players. The Cardinals won 59-0. Totally legitimate, right? The NFL awarded the championship to the Cardinals by default. The Cardinals owner, Chris O'Brien, refused to accept it, saying championships should be won on the field. But the NFL record book still lists Chicago as champions. The mystery deepens. Why was Carr so harsh on Pottsville? Some say he was protecting the NFL's relationship with college football. Others claim he had money on the Cardinals. Documents from that era have conveniently disappeared. The NFL has voted multiple times to keep the championship with the Cardinals, including a 32 vote in 2003, where only the Eagles and Steelers supported Pottsville. Pennsylvania Governor Ed Rendell called the NFL owners cowardly barons and wished financial ruin on every team except the Eagles and Steelers. The Pottsville players carved their own championship trophy out of coal. It sits in the Hall of Fame today, the championship that was stolen but never forgotten. Number 2, Aaron Hernandez and the missing minutes. Aaron Hernandez's story is dark, twisted, and full of holes. The tight end with superstar talent and a $40 million contract threw it all away for what exactly? That's the mystery that haunts this case. June 17, 2013. Odin Lloyd is murdered execution style in an industrial park. Hernandez is arrested 9 days later. The evidence seems overwhelming: surveillance footage, shell casings matching those at Hernandez's house, a rental car, angry texts. Open and shut case, right? But here's what doesn't add up: the motive. Prosecutors claimed Hernandez killed Lloyd because he talked to people Hernandez had trouble with at a nightclub. That's it. You're telling me a multimillionaire NFL star committed murder because someone talked to the wrong people at a club? The surveillance footage has gaps. Critical minutes are missing. Hernandez's home security system was mysteriously damaged right around the time of the murder. His cell phone was destroyed. Evidence vanished like it was coached by Bill Belichick. Then there's the other murders. Hernandez was acquitted of killing Daniel De Abreu and Safiro Furtado in 2012, but the circumstances were bizarre. The prosecution's star witness, Alexander Bradley, was Hernandez's former friend who allegedly was shot by Hernandez and left for dead in Florida. His testimony was all over the place. After Hernandez's suicide in prison, researchers found he had stage 3 CTE, the most severe case ever seen in someone his age. His brain was shredded. Was he a cold-blooded killer or a man whose brain was so damaged he couldn't control his actions? The biggest mystery? Why? Why would someone with everything throw it away? What happened in those missing minutes of footage? Who else was involved? Hernandez took those answers to his grave, leaving behind a trail of questions that make no sense. Number 1, the Holy Roller Heist. Here's the ultimate NFL mystery that changed the rules forever, September 10th, 1978. The Oakland Raiders are down 2014 to the San Diego Chargers with 10 seconds left. What happens next is either the greatest heads-up play in NFL history or the most blatant cheating that somehow counted. Raiders quarterback Ken Stabler takes the snap at the Chargers' 14-yard line. He's about to be sacked by linebacker Woodrow Lowe. As he's going down, Stabler fumbles the ball forward. Running back Pete Banaszak dives for it, realizes he'll be tackled, and accidentally bats it forward. Tight end Dave Casper then accidentally kicks the ball into the end zone before falling on it for the game-winning touchdown. The refs huddled forever. The Chargers went ballistic. The officials ruled it a touchdown. The Raiders won 21-20. But here's the thing. Everyone involved later admitted they did it on purpose. Stabler confessed to NFL Films in 2008. No, I can't convince you of that because I did. I mean, what else was I going to do with it? Throw it out there. Shake the dice. Banaszak and Casper also admitted they deliberately batted the ball forward. It was an illegal forward pass, then another illegal forward pass, then an illegal kick. But the refs couldn't prove intent in real time, so it counted. The Chargers called it the Immaculate Deception. The play was so controversial, it forced the NFL to change its rules. Now, after the 2-minute warning, only the player who fumbled can advance the ball. They literally had to rewrite the rulebook because the Raiders found a loophole and exploited it so blatantly. But the real mystery, how did the refs not see what everyone else saw? Were they fooled? Were they in on it? Did the NFL want the Raiders to win? The play changed football forever, but we'll never know if it was incompetence or conspiracy that let it stand. To this day, you could start a bar fight in San Diego by mentioning the Holy Roller. It's the play that was so obviously illegal that it became legal, so clearly intentional that it was ruled accidental, so impossible that it happened. And that, folks, is the greatest unsolved mystery in NFL history. How 3 guys can admit to cheating on camera and still keep the touchdown 30 years later. From stolen championships to destroyed evidence, from impossible catches to plays that changed the rulebook, the NFL's mysteries run deeper than any playbook. These aren't just conspiracy theories, they're the shadows where the truth went to hide. Makes you wonder what mysteries they're creating right now that we'll be talking about in 50 years. If you love diving deep into football's darkest secrets, hit that subscribe button harder than the NFL. Hit those Spygate tapes with a flamethrower. Until next time, keep asking questions. Because in the NFL, the cover-up is always worse than the crime.